Hey, and welcome back to MailTime. It's been 2 months, but I'm back. Alright, so for the new people on the channel, this is the show where I give feedback on your web design project. This can be your own portfolio or a project that you're working on for a client. The instructions for the show are on livingwithpixels.com/mailtime, and you can send your email to feedback@livingwithpixels.com, and that is exactly what a lot of people did in the last month. So I have a lot of emails to open. I'm very excited to finally open some emails again. I've uploaded a lot of videos. Well, actually, I want to upload even more, but my time is limited, so I'm trying to figure out how to upload more videos. Maybe I want to hire an editor if that's possible, but in this show it's more like a chit chat. I have my coffee, I hope you have some nice drink too. So let's just get started with the first email. And the first email that we're gonna open is from Basher. Dear Reno, after you gave me some feedback last time, I decided to give my company, Impressive Media, an official look. So I made a sketch and proceeded it in 5 versions in Adobe XD. Nice. And I chose the best version and I proceeded it in Elementor. Pretty cool. He wants feedback on usability, color, the whole look, and other things that stand out. The website, impressivemedia.com. Okay, so for the people that don't know, in the previous episode, I gave feedback to his website. It was very colorful, as you can see in the previous version right here. So if you've been watching last episode, then this will be pretty nice because he said that he made a better version. So let's just click on his website and let's see what he has changed. Okay. So this is the old version and now we're gonna switch to the new version. Okay, so the last version had a lot of gradients, a lot of shapes. So he now has turned from shapes to illustrations. Okay, and he also has an animated title over here. Makes it really nice, a little bit interactive. His phone number, email, Instagram. So let's just scroll and see his new website. Why is design so important? This is pretty nice. This is a very small illustration compared to this one. Let's just scroll and see what he has made. Am I zoomed in or is this just I think this is a mistake. Or this is on purpose that this text is over this shape divider. It's actually pretty nice that there is a shape divider. Yeah, okay, so he is doing a lot of things. Web shop, branding, printing design. Oh, look at that button. Okay. Our awesome clients. Okay, so this text is probably on purpose on top of that shape divider. He has a few clients. See our portfolio. Let's just click on the portfolio and see what happens. Okay, our portfolio, what we make. Case study 1. Case study 2. So compared to the last version, I like that it's a lot cleaner now. But I'm gonna click on a few more pages. Let's just click on our services, because that also was very colorful in the last version. Our services. Okay, branding and print design. So he has a lot of services. Let's check the contact page. I see where you got those questions from. I have the exact same thing on my website, but that's okay. I honestly don't care if you copy things from my portfolio, that's totally fine. Okay, we are curious about your idea. Alright, so first of all, you've done a great job at minimizing the overblown colors, all of the gradients. It's much more about the content right now. And that's one of the most important things when you're designing a website, is to start with the content instead of starting with the visual, right? But it's very appealing always to start with the visual because you want to create something that looks cool. But when you create something that looks cool, sometimes you end up with something that just looks cool instead of what the goal of the website was really about. So I think that you have you've made a few very good decisions that made this website a lot better. But where I think that the issue is with the consistency. Again, it's a lot better than what it was before. But for example, this part, you have these shape dividers to make it creative, and then this one almost touches this image. Okay, could be. Then you have illustrations that look a lot different than on the other pages. And then over here you have a line, for example. And then over here you see that this title is middle aligned. And then this part is middle aligned on the page, but it's also left aligned within that whole section. And that makes it a little bit sloppy, I would say. So let's go back to the home page. What I also want to see is some photography. Maybe if it's just you or 2 or 3 persons, just put a photo of you working on something on the website. Because it's so easy to just download illustrations and just put them on your website. I mean, clients want to work with you, not work with a pretty website, right? So yeah, also for the consistency of your alignment, why is this button middle aligned on this page and also inside of the button? So the text inside of the button is a little bit too high, so there's a little bit too much bottom padding inside of the button, and that looks a little bit unprofessional. I also don't really understand why it's not left aligned, because this whole part is left aligned. So what you want to do when you create a design is with each section you want to decide, like, is this left aligned or is this middle aligned or is this right aligned? It's not always true, of course, but that creates a little bit more consistency in your design. Yeah, also for example for this part. So this part about your surfaces, let me mark it with this screenshot tool, is this in height, right? The maximum. So from the bottom of that button to the top of that title. But the alignment of the elements do not really fit that story. So for example, the spacing between this text and the button is more than the spacing between the button and the next section. Actually, it's almost 2 times as big. So what if you would use this spacing over here, and when you want to introduce a new section, you want more spacing because you want to give the eye direction on what things in your design belong together. So this title belongs to these parts, so bring that a little bit closer, and also for this button. And then you will see like, oh, this title is this content and a button, and then it's the next section. And that's also why I think that this button should be left aligned, because then it looks that it's part of why this is so important. And that's also true for the portfolio page. So for example, you have a lot of space over here, and then there's a little bit of space over here, but this case study belongs to all of this content, right? And this button also belongs to that content. So what if you move this title a little bit up and then left align the button? That will make it a little bit more consistent. So my general advice for this portfolio is great job on improving the design and make it less color shape explosion. And now the next step for you is to think about what elements belong together and adjust your alignment on the way you want everybody to read your pages. But great job, and if you have a new version, you can also send it if you want to. All right. Let's go on with the next email. Okay, so this next email is from Adrian. Hi, my name is Adrian, 25 from Germany, and I've just started my freelance career. I made a small one-page portfolio page in Elementor. I would be very happy if you could have some UX feedback on my work. My website, thank you for your helpful videos. Okay, so let's just click on his website, nick-webdesign.de. Oh, so it's a German website. I think I'm gonna translate it. That will make it a little bit easier. All right. I accept the cookies, of course. Okay. So a very colorful website. There's a lot of things happening already. There's an animated title and there's a video playing. I think that is pretty cool that there is a video playing, because that immediately grabs the attention. I'm not really sure about the very active chat option over here. I mean, give me some time to look at your work. I personally don't know if a chat is something that you would want on a portfolio website, especially not when it's so aggressive as this one. Like, there's a lot of things happening inside of this button, because a chat is better for companies that want to make a sale on the website, or the users need a lot of support. But for a portfolio, I don't really know. It may increase conversions. I'm not saying it won't, but I just don't know. I think it's a bit too much, and there's already a lot happening, but this video is absolutely awesome. You see that he knows how to present a product, and that is what clients want. All right, you are right here. Oh, also there's things happening when I move my mouse. Okay, so we're gonna scroll and see what happens. I'm a freelance designer, 25 years old from Witten. It's awesome that you have illustrations, actually animated illustrations, super cool. I would say use a photo of yourself here because I want to know who this designer is. Also, what is your name? Oh, it's Nick, right? But in your email it says Adrian. Is that confusing? Am I missing something? I don't know. Workflow, my process. This is really, really cool. This website is very interactive with all the animations. I love that. Makes my computer a little bit slow. My fan is already doing his best to keep my laptop cool. But this is a very well designed part of your website. It's really cool. Those 4 colors. You have 4 stages. This is very well designed. Let's scroll down, see what this is. Responsiveness. My websites are optimized for screens. Optimization, SEO. Okay. Let's scroll on. Examples. This is what your website could look like. That's great copy, by the way. So much portfolios talk from a, I would say, selfish perspective. Like, hey, look what I did. I am this, I am that, I am this. But he is talking to the client. Hey, this is what I can do for you. I mean, that is what clients want. So this is pretty nice. If I would be a client, I would be like, hey, he understands what I want, right? So he is a very clean designer, I would say. Very modern style he has. This is very nice. It's a lot of examples on what he can make for you. I'm almost questioning if he made all of these things himself because it's really, really good. Okay, so here are a few testimonials. That is always super nice. Oh, his name is Adrian Nick. Okay, so his last name is Nick. Okay. Interested in a collaboration. So again, if I move my mouse, then these items start moving. My computer can't really handle this. But maybe it's also because I'm recording a video right now. Non-binding price inquiry. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. And here is his Instagram. Yes, okay. So he has an Instagram wall, and then there's his footer. So it's just a one page. I think it's a very effective one page to begin with. I think you have a great eye for design. On a visual perspective, I don't have a lot to say about your design. Maybe a little bit more space between those sections, like maybe also a title to introduce that new section. But from a visual perspective, you know what you're doing. You know how to use fonts, you know how to make something look modern. By the way, I don't understand why this text is so narrow compared to all the other body text on your website. But from a visual perspective, I don't have a lot to say. For the experience, I would say, make it a little bit more personal. Why should somebody work with you? Right, because you asked a feedback on the UX part. Well, the UX part for your client is good from a visual perspective because they know you know how to create a cool visual, but what is the experience for the client? So maybe you need to tell a little bit on how you work. And you have your process here, but talking about a process is really easy, right? Just 3 sentences, and most clients probably won't even read all of the text. So maybe it would also be good if you tell a little bit more about your project, right? Because you've chosen to pick a one-pager, but a one-pager is limited because you can't really talk about the projects. I cannot click on the item, so I want to see like, how did you create this design? What was the actual challenge that you solved? Can you actually solve problems? Or do you just create pre-visual things? Because for a client, the visual part is also important because they want their company to be presented in a professional way. But can you solve problems? Or are these just projects that you think look good, but you don't actually understand the business part of it? And that's really important for your client. So I would say for the experience of your client, convince me that you can solve a business problem that I have within my business. So for example, I have a company and I have a product, but a lot of people don't understand my product. That could be a problem of a client. So how do you solve those problems? Give me more context, because that is what clients pay for. They don't pay for visuals, because otherwise they could also buy a template, right? So that's what I would say. And you could say like, yeah, that's why I have to chat. Well, you first need to convince me a little bit more before I'm gonna dive into the chat, right? So that is what your website is for. It's to convince clients that you know what you're talking about, and then they will contact you. And I don't know if a chat is the perfect solution for that. So that's, I think, the feedback that I have for you. If I missed something, then please let me know, Adrian. And if you decide to do something with my feedback, then please send me a newer version, because I love to see versions 2 and versions 3. So thanks a lot. So guys, I want to do more episodes of MailTime, but I really don't have the time right now, so I'm thinking about hiring an editor so I can make more videos, because there are so much emails that I want to open, that I want to look at. So thank you all for your patience. And if you also want feedback on your work, you can send your email to feedback@livingroompixels.com. The instructions are here on this page. This link will also be in the description of this video. So I hope that you liked this episode, and then I hopefully will see you in the next video.